question we've heard from a lot of real estate clients this year is whether or not they should sell their rental property this year. We've all kind of been attuned to the fact that the real estate market is really hot right now. So if this is something that you've been thinking about, then stay right here because we're going to talk about a few things that you might want to consider if you're thinking about whether to hang on to your rental property for the long term or if this is really the right time to sell your property. So stay tuned. Now, all real estate markets are really pretty different. You can have 20-mile difference and have a lot of different things going on. But on a national level right now, I think we're all seeing a lot of activity. There are a lot of cities and a lot of people I've talked to around the country who are saying the same thing. There's very little inventory. It's definitely a seller's market. So what we're seeing right now here in the DC area, in DC proper, is very, very different than in Northern Virginia, just 20 miles outside of the city where I am. We're seeing a lot of different kinds of activities, and I'll touch on that too. My name's Sue Richey. I own a real estate and property management company in the Washington, D.C. suburbs in Reston, which is about 20 miles west of the city. So we help a lot of landlords, and a lot of landlords turn to us when they're thinking about, is this the right time? And honestly, this year we have a lot of landlords who have contacted us saying they want us to help sell their properties. And so we're doing just that. So it's very, very interesting, and everybody has different reasons. So anyway, let's get to the points of what you might want to consider. Okay, so let's talk about selling first. Right now, as I said, with very little inventory, we're seeing houses just get bid up and bid up. I recently I wrote a contract for a buyer. There were 18 offers on this particular home, and our buyers bid well over the asking price, but even with a cash offer, we still didn't get it. So it's getting a little bit insane, and I hope it doesn't turn into what we saw in 2005. But if you're a seller and you're thinking, why don't I just get on this bandwagon and sell my property now and get top dollar? If that makes sense, then this is a really good time to do that. So let's talk about a few things about selling. So one of the reasons you might consider selling is that you need cash now. Again, you are in a great seller's market, and it's very likely that you'll get top dollar and you'll get your home bid up. And if you can walk away with a big chunk of cash and you're not going to do anything else with it, or you have other reasons and other places you want to put that money, that's a great time to do that. But it's a great time to sell. But if you're going to stay in the current market, then you might want to think about, where are you going to live? If you're going to buy another home in the same market, that could be a challenge. But maybe you want to just rent in the same market. So why not sell your home, get all the cash, rent for a while, and maybe make other plans? So it's really a personal decision. But if you need cash, this is a great time to sell. So the other reason you might want to think about selling is that, again, if you pocket the cash, but maybe you're moving out of the area and you think you're not going to come back here. Maybe you're going to an area where it is less competitive and you can buy something a lot cheaper and it's not so crazy. Then yes, maximize your cash now, go somewhere and purchase something. Again, I mentioned renting before. Renting is a great option. A lot of people are choosing renting as an option now for a lot of reasons. With the pandemic, we're seeing a lot more people wanting to rent because they want the flexibility to do other things and not just be tied down by their home. I think that's a trend we might continue to see. I think there's a lot of other reasons why people may rent and why there might be other opportunities for investors coming up, but I talked about that in a different video. But if you can purchase or rent and you want some flexibility, then cash out of your home and go do something else. Okay, so let's talk about renting. If your strategy is really to have a property as a long-term hold, then the market is always going to continue to go up and go down. And so if you want to keep it, hang on to it, and your equity is going to appreciate. In a market like this, the values are going up and up. You're building a lot of equity in your home. There's a lot of things you can do with that equity. It doesn't just have to sit in that property. So that would be the number one reason. If you want to hang on and you don't need the cash, just ride it out. Let that equity continue to build. So with that equity, you can do a number of things. Maybe you can pull out some money and go buy another property. Maybe you want to pull some money out and go put it into a different kind of investment. You're going to refinance and do a cash out refinance and take that money and go do something else. But you can leverage that equity into other properties and continue to build wealth through real estate by taking advantage of an up market like this. Now, I touched on the fact that I think we're going to continue to see a lot more renters. I've been hearing a lot of people, actually, we've had a number of people who contacted us asking if we could manage their property because they want to go somewhere else and work. Similarly, other people who might have been thinking about a home are maybe saying, you know what, maybe I'm going to put that off for a few years because why not? My job now is letting me travel and I can go to a beach in Florida and do my work, and I can rent here, I can rent somewhere else for a few months. So I think we're going to see a lot more renters. And again, that creates more opportunities for buyers. So that's another good reason to hang on to a property as a rental or buy some more. So I hope those things made you think about kind of your scenario. Everybody's situation is different and everybody's needs are different. I mean, if you're at a stage where you're getting ready to retire, yeah, you're going to have different needs and different strategies with your money than somebody who's just, starting in their career and looking to build wealth, or again, like maybe they're just looking to rent. Maybe they don't want to buy a rental property. But whatever it is, I think it's important to stay in touch with what's happening in the real estate market. I think we're going to see, again, opportunities this year show up, and a lot of that could be stemming from these looming foreclosures that we may see maybe later this year, but maybe into 2022. I think there's definitely going to be some changes. So keep an eye on that because it's going to create some opportunities. So if you like this video, I hope you'll subscribe and ring the bell so you will be notified every week when we post a new video. If there are topics that you're interested in, I'd love to hear what you want to know about. What are the things that are challenging for you, or what are you seeing in your market, or what information would be helpful that I could share with you? I'm happy to do research and do homework because it helps us all. So let me know in the comments below. And thank you again for subscribing and for watching our channel, and I'll see you next time.